The SS Wisconsin was an iron-hulled package steamer built in 1881. The Wisconsin was built for the Goodrich Line at the Detroit Dry Dock Complex. She was 204 feet long, with a beam of 35 feet, depth of 12 feet. The Wisconsin's design was progressive in many ways. She had an iron hull in an era when most other ships were built of wood completely. Her hull was a double hull, with a max 3.8 foot space between the iron outer hull and the iron floor of the hold. This 3.8 foot space between the hulls was divided into 5 watertight compartments on the Wisconsin. These could be independently filled or emptied with ballast water. This was so that she could adjust for lighter loads or top-heavy loads. Her front was covered with a rounded iron forefoot, which could be pushed up onto ice floes so the ship's weight could break through it easily. The Wisconsin had a sister ship, the Michigan, and they were the first double-hulled iron steamers on the Great Lakes. In 1885, the SS Wisconsin caught fire off of Grand Haven, Michigan, and she was nearly destroyed. The Wisconsin was later renamed to the Naomi in 1899. On May 27, 1907, yet again, the ship caught fire. The steamers Kansas E.G. Kara and Saxonon rescued most of the people on board of her. However, 4 crew members and 1 passenger perished. By 1910, the ship was known as the E.G. Crosby. On the evening of October 29, 1929, only a few days after the loss of the car ferry Milwaukee, the Wisconsin found herself in a northeasterly gale. This was while she was off of Kenosha, Wisconsin. The ship's cargo of iron castings, automobiles, and large quantities of boxed freight shifted all about within her. The Wisconsin's pumps failed to handle the incoming water properly, and the Wisconsin was definitely in some bad trouble. Being so close to Kenosha, the tug Search was able to come to her assistance along with 2 Coast Guard vessels and a local fishing boat. The tug took some of the crew and all of the passengers aboard her and stood by. Captain Dougal Morrison and some of his crew stayed on board and waited for the Wisconsin's running mate, the Illinois. This was so that she could tow her to the Kenosha port. The Illinois left Milwaukee as soon as she could. However, she arrived too late. In the early morning hours, the Wisconsin suddenly plunged beneath the waves, taking the some 9 or 10 crew members with her and her captain. There were some of her crew members that were on board, not just on the top pilot house, but also within her when the water came crashing in and took her down. The captain was found and later pulled from the lake. However, he passed away on the shore. I only recently learned of the Wisconsin and her sinking in that storm. She, from what I can see here, she's a very popular dive site, as I said earlier, and for archaeologists and scientists to study her. Her wreck is in pretty good shape, but it is, of course, covered in zebra mussels. But, yeah, I mean, what a brave thing, the captain and his, those 9 or 10 other crew members that stayed on board. I know there was some conflicting reports if there was also passengers on site as well, but I'm leaning more towards the story that passengers got off and only the 9 to 10 crew members stayed on and tried to make their way back to port. But fortunately, it sounds like after they left, she sank pretty quickly, not too long after that. But I think this is a very heroic story, and the captain and the crew members did everything they could. Much as the passengers made it, they were definitely brave, and they definitely deserve their mention here and this story as well. I definitely think there's more to it, at least from what I could find online. If you guys have other information that you come across, definitely know in the comments down below. But yeah, this is a very interesting story. I enjoyed it quite a bit, especially being able to find several images, you know, of it. Yeah, just a fantastic story to bring to light and let the captain and the crew members get their turn. But with that, I will be bringing this video to an end, and I appreciate greatly your support, and I look forward to the next video with you guys on Songs of the Great Lakes. So until then, God bless you all.